Ciao, benvenuti. Welcome to another episode of Richard Harris's Herbal Tutorials. The tutorials that inform and educate about the practical and common sense usage of herbs and other natural substances. When you look at these videos, you have a better understanding of why you're using a particular herb or herbs, because guidelines are given, and there are also theories and concepts to help you to arrive at a proper conclusion. An illness is not pulled from a hat and a plant is recommended without no understanding of the disease involved and how does the plant selected addresses that particular illness. These guidelines give a common sense approach, explaining your illness and how to select the appropriate herbs or whatever agent is being used to effect a cure or to help in alleviating your condition. I'm Richard Harris. I'm a practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, and I have been practicing these disciplines for over 30 years. The information I'm giving you comes primarily from these two sources. If you're really interested in learning about the proper uses of herbs and other natural substances, keep following me. Log into my channel and continue learning why you're using a plant, when to use it, and when not to. If you're interested in hype and miracles, you've logged onto the wrong channel. But you could stay nevertheless, for there is always something useful and something new to learn from this channel. That being said, in this video, I'll be discussing another interesting and useful herb, scientifically known as Petivera alliacea, of the Petiveraceae family, and it is internationally known as Anamu. Recently, this plant has become quite famous because it has been discovered scientifically to be very useful in fighting cancer. This is one of my favorite herbs. I use it regularly in my clinical practice because of its effectiveness in treating various disorders. Quite a bit has been spoken of this plant all over the internet. You can find various uploads relating to this herb. In this podcast, I'll be defining the uses of this plant. Instead of randomly selecting diseases and throwing this plant at the disease, here you're going to be able to have some proper and common sense guidelines behind its uses. Like I said earlier, recent studies have demonstrated that this plant is very useful in the treatment of various types of cancers. Its action seems to evoke immune response by stimulating the production of lymphocytes such as interferon and interleukins, a response that targets cancer. A study has been done over 1,400 herbs and their ability to fight cancer, with this herb being in the top 40. This is a very useful herb for you to have among your stash of herbs. As usual, the aim of this video, like all the other videos before, is mainly for educational purposes. Please do not use this video as a basis for diagnosis and self-treatment. Please consult your physician or healthcare provider for medical guidance. Let's continue by getting into the nitty-gritty of things. Make yourself comfortable. Put on your thinking cap. Chillax and follow me as we go on another herbal safari into the botanical kingdom to discover some more beneficial information about this wonderful herb. Like most plants, this plant has several common names depending on the country or region it is found. Here in the Caribbean, it's no different. Thus, in Trinidad and Guyana, it is called gully root. In Barbados and the Bahamas, it's known as garlic weed. Across in Jamaica, it's known as guinea hen weed and strongman weed. It's kujuruk in Dominica, and St. Lucians christen it Maui Paui. Not to forget Martinique, where it's referred to as dandy. Our Venezuelan brothers call it mukura. In China and India, it's lulikau and anamu. If you're enjoying this video, why not pause for a short while, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. Also, if you think it's worth the time, why not share it with friends and interested ones? I would also be excited to hear from you about your experiences with this herb. Please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. I'll get back to you. As I've mentioned before, there are several categories under which herbs and substances are classified. In my earlier podcast, I discussed several of these categories whenever a new upload is presented. Whenever a new upload is presented, the category under which the item falls is always explained. As I continue with these podcasts and new ones are made, I shall discuss other categories under which any new upload falls in order to obtain the most beneficial information and the proper application. In order to obtain the most beneficial information and the proper application, always pay attention to the categories under which the agent is listed. So please, when watching, pay special attention to the categories under which the agent is discussed so you can get a better understanding of its application. The categories spell out the functions of the items used and the conditions under which they operate. In other words, they operate like a compass, helping in the selection of the appropriate medication. For example, if there's bleeding with signs of heat, herbs that cool blood and stop bleeding are used. If there's absence of breast milk with signs of blood and energy deficiency, manifesting as tiredness and weakness, agents that tonify energy and blood and promote lactation is used. So again, the category under which the herb falls is very important. Gully root fall under several categories, but in this video, the emphasis is mainly on its ability to cool heat and detoxify poison. This is a condition in which heat has been transformed into toxicity, conditions generally seen in infectious disease. In a previous podcast, I had discussed this category of herbs that cool heat and detoxify. But that was some time ago. So I'm going to recap some of what I said about this particular classification. Agents that cool heat and detoxify, also called agents that clear heat and poison, are the medication of choice when various types of purulent or pussy infections are manifested, such as pelvic inflammatory disease, lung abscesses. Therefore, the herbs and substances used in this category address these types of syndromes. They are thought of as possessing antibiotic or antiviral qualities. This category therefore includes herbs that treat disorders Western medical practitioner may diagnose as encephalitis, gangrene, dysentery, cancers, etc. The whole plant is used, but more so the roots. It has a neutral energy and an arid taste, and it is thought of as entering the meridians of the lungs, stomach, and large intestine. Its chemical constituents are alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenoids, coumarins, steroids, saponins, pentothal, polyphenols, fatty acid, an essential oil, and sulfur compounds including dibenzyl trisulfide, which have demonstrated useful cancer-fighting activity. The The functions of gully roots are 1. To cool heat and to detoxify. 2. To invigorate blood and to stop pain. 3. To kill parasites. 4. To dispel wind dampness. 5 is cytotoxic. That simply means it has cancer-fighting qualities. Uses of gully root. 1. Gully root is very useful for various types of cancer, especially with the addition of other beneficial herbs. However, it seems to have its best effect in treating leukemia. The leaf juice could be inhaled for violent headaches, especially the type many people seem to be getting recently. 3. Dysmenorrhea, manifesting as very painful lower abdomen with distension, used with nutgrass, mother's wort, and matroot. 4. Dysentery. Gully root is decocted and added to the juice of parsley to be used as an enema. 5. To improve long-term memory, used with gotu kola and sweet sage. Additional uses include hypertension, diabetes, pruritus, pediculosis, neurodermatitis. Dosage 3 to 12 grams. Avoid giving to pregnant women. The other herbs used in this podcast are listed for easy identification or if you want to know more about them. So we've come to the end of another interesting video. A lot has been said. I hope a lot has been learned. I had a lot of fun doing this video. I hope you had a lot of fun too. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and I have to go. Chillax. Don't panic. Don't panic. I shall be back soon with more informative and interesting videos, Jehovah's willing. Ciao, ciao, a presto. Simply means bye-bye. See you soon.